So there's some stats on Facebook right now. 218 million active users, meaning that they've been on Facebook once in 30 days. Now what's interesting is, who here, when they open up their browser, does it go to MSN.com, AOL, or does it go to one of your social media sites? Because right now people are replacing their browser windows when they pop open directly to their social media sites. So you don't have to log in anymore. And anybody here have heard of Ping.fm at all? Ping.fm is a free aggregator where you can put in all your passwords to LinkedIn, to MySpace, to Facebook, to every one of your accounts you have. So as soon as you open up your Windows browser, get online, it has everything open for you. And that's free. There's the betas out there right now. They don't charge a monthly fee for it, they just put it up there. Yes?
You know, along that lines, is there something where you can upload your YouTube or type in your mood and it will go and update all your social networks at once?
Ping.fm does that as well too.
Oh, okay.
Yep. They're one of the better ones we've seen so far. And they're taking user-generated content now and saying, listen, if you want a new site that we've never heard about before, let us know about that. We'll hook up to them. And we'll have that friendship there, that shared. So more than 2 million events created each month. And on this, weddings are becoming very popular. People who are getting married are creating an event page going, are you coming to our wedding? And they're having that be an interactive way of sending out wedding invitations now through Facebook. And people are now voting on what type of cake should the bride have. Here are the bride's flowers. We have real or silk. And they're using that to customize their wedding now. That's been a huge hit now. Facebook groups and Facebook fan site. Who here has a Facebook fan site of their game? Oh, no, you guys, awesome. If you don't, it takes all of 2 minutes, literally, to create a Facebook fan site of your game. Let's see here. Facebook ads can be as low as $1 a day to advertise your game on Facebook. And it goes up from there on that part. But everything on Facebook, any type of Facebook game, is absolutely free. Facebook doesn't take any money from you whatsoever on that part.
Click to advertise.
No, it shouldn't be click to advertise there. Oh well, MySpace. MySpace has been dropping down, but they're kind of trying to reinvent themselves, just like Second Life did when Bear.com came out, and took Second Life's space, to be more of a small business community, because they're far more flexible in their interface than Facebook is, and making it as a replacement to a small company's website, because you can do anything with MySpace, with the interface there, with the way it looks, the way it feels, the way it sounds. Whereas Facebook, of course, you're generic. You have just that.
Yeah, but I always wind up with escort ads on my MySpace.
Yeah, and that's the difference with MySpace, is you have the issue of ad content. But again, it's free.
Hey, Seth.
It just takes your time. Yes?
My 15-year-old daughter and all of her friends, they all moved away from MySpace onto Facebook, every one of them.
Well, and what's interesting, though, is that the growth rate for Facebook in the last 6 months has been people between ages of 35 to 55. And some of the backlash to that has been some of the youth on Facebook are moving to MySpace again. So it's interesting how those are going, but not enough to overcome the lead that Facebook's going to have, and then some.
Is Friendster even on the list anymore, or has that totally disappeared?
All right, so Friendster is on the list still, but it's interesting how when they lost to MySpace, it's becoming more of a place for two different groups. There's 98 million Asians on Friendster. So a lot of Asian countries are using Friendster for that. Wired Magazine had an article on that a couple months ago. And the majority of people using Friendster in America, it happens to be the gay community, believe it or not, are using it as a hookup place now. And that's Wired. He went in there and did all the stats and looked it up and went through some of these places. And most of it now is becoming an Asian crowd. And so companies that are focusing on the Asian marketplace now are advertising on Friendster for that. And it's growing. So that's been kind of interesting how regionalized areas are using some of these social media sites. But there's no way to predict what they're going to like, though, on that part. So there, of course, is it. And yes, your bed ads on top of there. Of course, that was one of the cleanest ones I could find. Yeah. No. Microblogging. All right, now, Twitter Twitter's been kind of overused. I don't even know when someone went to the bathroom, or they saw a flower, or Ashton Kutcher thinks this is cool or whatever. It's been interesting though that his wife Demi Moore actually saved somebody's life through Twitter.
Wow.
March of this year, there's a lady who was following her who said she was going to commit suicide. She didn't feel like she should live anymore. And this made the news, and so Demi decided to post it. Well, the San Jose Police Department got calls from as far away as China, Australia, New Zealand, Brazil, from people who were following Demi Moore. And she only had 300,000 or 400,000 followers at this time, who had tracked down this person and said, you need to go help him. So 3 hours later, after she posted this on Twitter, the police knocked on this lady's door, and she qualified to be held for 72 hours under mental examination. Out of that, this lady now has 15,000 people following her. The person wanted to commit suicide. And that's Twitter for you. So you look at that and go, really? But as a church, what better way to do prayer, needs, or requests? It's free. It goes right to your cell phone. I was at a small conference, and there was a florist there who was 68 years old, has business for 40 years, going and couldn't quite grasp the fact that Twitter goes to a cell phone and what he could use it for. And I was sitting next to him. I said, well, listen, imagine you had 12 dozen red roses that were 2 days old about to go bad. You had followers on Twitter, you can make the announcement that, hey, 10, 15% off, buy one, get 3 free. You immediately pop that out. They're going to see it within seconds and pass it on to their friends. No other form of advertising on radio, television, magazines, newsletters can do that as fast and reach that large of an audience. But it does take time. There are people out there right now who are so-called gurus and experts saying that this is a replacement for traditional media marketing. It's not. It's an augmentation. What it does is that if you spend $9 grand for a mailer to go out there, you have the company do the artwork for you, the content, and mail it. You take that same information and content and put it out through all these social media sites, all these different channels. So your $9 grand now is going out on Twitter feeds, your blog is linked into your YouTube channel, or you've got a Flickr, a poster, whatever's going out there is capturing that audience. And so your cost now is, across the board, more spread out, not just focused among one channel. And your return is going to be greater because of that. That's what this does. So Twitter can be useful for that. There's large companies using it for customer service. Alaska Airlines now is using this for customer service. The gentleman from Ford came from Boeing now is twittering about the new stuff that Ford's doing and following it. In fact, because of this, Ford was actually able to squash some negative publicity within minutes on their new electric cars and hybrids that they were trying to put out. So that's the great thing about this. Now, nobody's using this for guerrilla marketing yet, because the great thing about the internet is that people believe it still. It doesn't have to be true. And nobody has really taken these tools yet to slam other companies, put false information out yet. And I expect that to change in the next couple of years. It would be interesting to see companies doing flame wars against each other covertly, putting out rumors, speculation, and then you have to spend money to go up against that. Some of you heard about the Domino's. I was talking about that yesterday, Domino's commercial. You may saw that on YouTube where the kids, the 31, 32-year-old male and female, were farting and picking their nose and boogers and making a spicy Italian sandwich back in March and posted the video on YouTube. They swear that they didn't send that sandwich out in North Carolina. But it showed up on YouTube. Within 12 hours, Domino's knew about it. They popped out of Twitter and put the link in the YouTube video. And that video, the original video, saw 1.5 million hits in 12 hours before YouTube pulled it. The president of Domino's spoke 12 hours after that on YouTube. They did a 5-minute video explaining why they're safe and what actions they're going to take for it. And it squashed the whole thing within 3 days. Did they do anything more about it? Nope. They could have put out more video, more content about how great Domino's sandwiches were.